Hello, youths of India and world. You are welcome on National Youth Day, the birthday of Swami Vivekananda. We were talking about carbohydrate metabolism. Today, the last episode of that carbohydrate metabolism, we will discuss some of the short notes. Sometimes they are asked in examination. One is the Cori cycle. Cori cycle is a small cycle. What happens that during shortage of oxygen and when there is a need of energy supply after severe physical muscular exercise, then in the muscle cells pyruvic acid is converted into lactic acid, and this lactic acid by anaerobic respiration. Now this lactic acid passes through the blood into the liver. In the liver cells, it is changed again into pyruvic acid, and pyruvic acid is again changed into glucose. Sometimes for this conversion also gluconeogenesis word is used. So now glucose has been formed in the liver cells. It can come into the blood, and again it can come into the skeletal muscle. It can be converted into glycogen or maybe oxidized to form pyruvic acid once again. So this is the Cori cycle. Another cycle is glyoxylate cycle. So another short note is asked sometimes about glyoxylate cycle. Actually, it is found in plant cells, not in animal cells. Here, what happens that three stages of Krebs cycle are surpassed, in which there was removal of carbon dioxide, and it is also an example of gluconeogenesis, by which from fatty acids and amino acids and acetates, the acetyl coenzyme A is formed, and that acetyl coenzyme A is again utilized for synthesis of glucose. So actually what happens that in this cycle at two levels acetyl coenzyme A enters, and acetyl coenzyme A binds with oxaloacetic acid to form citric acid. Citric acid is isomerized first of all by aconitase into cis-aconitic acid and then isocitric acid. After that, the step is different. Here what happens that there is an enzyme isocitrate lyase, and they are found in another type of cytoplasmic organelle which are called glyoxysome. Two enzymes are there. One, the isocitrate lyase, which helps in breaking of this isocitric acid at this point, so that succinic acid is formed and a glyoxylic acid is formed. So glyoxylic acid is a new thing. Here another acetyl coenzyme is again used, binds with this glyoxylic acid along with one water molecule. Another enzyme, malate synthetase, is involved here. So malate synthetase enzyme helps in union of this glyoxylic acid with another acetyl coenzyme A to form malic acid, and this malic acid is again, these two hydrogens are removed, it forms again oxaloacetate. So this way this cycle is completed. So glyoxylate cycle is a cycle found in some seeds, etc., and helps in gluconeogenesis. Now, another three short notes. The formation of glycogen from glucose, and the reverse cycle, the breakdown of glycogen to form glucose. You know, the cycle is here. If you need, you can use this diagram also in your short note, or otherwise you can skip it. So what happens here? Only the important events are to be added. First of all, the glycogenesis. Glycogenesis is formation of glycogen from glucose, and when normal blood glucose level is 80 to 140 milligram per 100 ml, and when it rises above the normal level, immediately the message is conveyed to beta cells, which secretes insulin hormone. Insulin hormone stimulates the cell membrane permeability. R.P. Levine in 1965 had said that insulin hormone increases the permeability of glucose for permeability of cell membrane for the entry of glucose. When glucose enters into it, again binds with 1-phosphate of ATP to form glucose 6-phosphate. For glucose 6-phosphate, this cell membrane is again impermeable. So it is utilized in other ways. In 2 steps, it is changed into glycogen in the storage organ, liver and muscle cells. So when blood glucose level goes down below the normal level, the message is conveyed to alpha cells, which secretes the glucagon hormone, and glucagon hormone stimulates both glycogenolysis, means breakdown of glycogen to form glucose in the storage organ, liver or muscle cells, and it also stimulates gluconeogenesis, means synthesis of glucose from non-carbohydrate sources. Now, in glycogenesis, again there are 3 steps. In first step, glucose binds with phosphate of an ATP in presence of an enzyme hexokinase and magnesium ion to form glucose 6-phosphate plus ADP. In the second step, there is an enzyme phosphoglucomutase, in presence of which the glucose 6-phosphate is changed into glucose 1-phosphate. And then in the third step, this glucose 1-phosphate, by the help of phosphorylase enzyme and uridine diphosphoglucose, it is also a coenzyme helps in this step. It is united and polymerized to form the glycogen molecule. So this is the glycogenesis. And it's just reverse step, glycogenolysis or breakdown of glycogen to form glucose. Here the same 3 steps happen in reverse order. So first of all, glycogen is changed into glucose 1-phosphate, and in the second step, glucose 1-phosphate is changed into glucose 6-phosphate. The third step, glucose 6-phosphate is changed into glucose. But there is a difference here. This enzyme phosphatase, responsible for this reverse reaction, glucose 6-phosphate to glucose, is found in liver cells but not in muscle cells. So this step cannot take place in the muscle cells. Regarding gluconeogenesis, 90% part takes place in the liver cells, 10% part in the kidneys. Gluconeogenesis, as you know, is the formation of glucose from non-carbohydrate sources. For example, from glucogenic amino acids. Glucogenic amino acids are alanine, cysteine, glycine and serine. By the process of transamination, they are changed into pyruvic acid. In the muscles, lactic acid is formed, and in the fatty acid, by metabolism, from the triglycerides, glycerol is separated. So these glycerol, pyruvic acid, lactic acid, they help take part in the gluconeogenesis. An enzyme fructose 1,6-diphosphate is very important for this formation of glucose in gluconeogenesis. This enzyme is found in liver but not in muscle cells. So this much for the day. Thank you very much.